The Yufuin Floral Village. The Yufuin Floral Village in Oita, Yufuin is a 15-minute walk or a 5-minute car ride theme park from JR Yufuin Station and or a 5-minute car ride from Yufuin IC. Yufuin Floral Village is like the world of Harry Potter. It is a mini theme park that recreates the townscape of the Cotswolds region of England, which was also used as a filming location for Harry Potter. The English garden-style facility is filled with colorful and beautiful flowers that bloom every season, providing a new sense of fun and relaxation that is slightly different from the traditional image of Yufuin. There are small general stores lined up in the cute streets of the village. A cute vintage British car Mini is parked in one corner. It is particularly popular among barcados and families. It's a famous photo spot, so if you find it, be sure to take a photo. This British-style mini theme park opened in 2012, and although the grounds are not that large, it has gained a reputation for being very cute with its small townscape. You can enjoy beautiful flowers blooming on the premises, walking, gourmet food, and shopping. It is located near JR Yufuin Station, so it's a great spot to stop by on your Yufuin trip. Kinrin Lake in the city of Yufuin in Oita, Japan. This lake is known to be a lake with morning mist. Fresh water and hot springs flow into the lake. The water temperature from the lake is high throughout the year, which creates a beautiful phenomenon of steam rising from the surface early on winter mornings. Its name came from a Confucian scholar who spotted a gold-scaled fish in the waters around sunset one day. Follow one of the walking paths around the lake for great views of the surroundings and a chance to get up close to some of the area's distinctive flora and fauna. You may also check out the art museums in the area, many of which display works created by artists with special connections to Yufuin. The lake is a 25-minute walk from Yufuin Station. The station is served by the Kyudai Main Line, which has limited express services to Hakata and Beppo. This is the Kinrin Lake in the city of Yufuin in Oita, Japan. Osaka Castle in Osaka, Japan. The construction of Osaka Castle started in 1583 on the former site of the Arashiyama Temple, which had been destroyed by Oda Nobunaga 13 years earlier. Toyotomi Hideyoshi intended the castle to become the center of a new unified Japan under Toyotomi rule. However, a few years after Hideyoshi's death, the Tokugawa troop attacked and destroyed the castle and terminated the Toyotomi lineage in 1615. Osaka Castle was rebuilt by Tokugawa Hidetada in 1620s, but its main castle tower was struck by lightning in 1665 and burnt down. It was not until 1931 that the present ferro-concrete reconstruction of the castle tower was built. Major repair works gave the castle new glamour in 1997. The castle tower is now entirely modern on the inside and houses an informative museum about the castle's history and Toyotomi Hideyoshi. The recommended approach to Osaka Castle is through Otemon Gate at the park's southwestern corner. The closest station is Tanimachi Yonkom Station along the Tanimachi and Chuo subway lines. The closest JR station to Osaka Castle is Sakachikoin Station on the JR Loop line, at a 10-minute 170 yen ride from JR Osaka Station. Doonbori and Shinsei Bashi in Osaka, Japan. Hospitable Osaka established its reputation for commerce and entertainment back in the Edo period. In Shinsei Bashi and among the bright lights of the Doonbori district, you'll find some of the best shopping and eating in Osaka. Almost a mile long, Shinsei Bashi Arcade stretches from Shinsei Bashi Station to Doonbori and is one of the busiest and oldest shopping streets in Japan. There are shops to suit every budget and taste, from high fashion to traditional crafts. Add on a limited selection of cafes and restaurants and you'll be lucky to emerge before the nightfall. The Doonbori district sits beside a 400-year-old canal. The bridge over the canal is a popular place to take your photo. Look out for the Glikoman. The enormous runner towers over Ibisubashi Bridge and is a famous Osaka landmark. The bright lights and bars of Doonbori draw huge nighttime crowds. Exuberant neon signs plus an assortment of giant mechanical sea creatures and clowns looking down on the action add to the fun. Shinsei Bashi and Doonbori are easily accessible via train from all points in Osaka. The Kinkakuchi or Golden Pavilion in Kyoto, Japan. Kinkakuchi or the Golden Pavilion is a Zen temple in northern Kyoto whose top two floors are completely covered in gold leaf. Formerly known as Rukunji, the temple was the retirement villa of the shogun Ashikaga Yoshimitsu, and according to his will, it became a Zen temple of the Rinzai sect after his death in 1408. Kinkakuchi was the inspiration for the similarly named Ginkakuchi, the Silver Pavilion, built by Yoshimitsu's grandson Ashikaga Yoshimasa on the other side of the city a few decades later. Kinkakuchi is an impressive structure built overlooking a large pond and is the only building left of Yoshimitsu's former retirement complex. It has burned down numerous times throughout its history, including twice during the Onin War, a civil war that destroyed much of Kyoto, and once again more recently in 1950 when it was set on fire by a fanatic monk. The present structure was rebuilt in 1955. Kinkakuchi can be accessed from Kyoto Station by direct Kyoto City Bus number 205 in about 40 minutes and for 230 yen. Other alternative routes to the site are also available. Arashiyama Bamboo Grove in Kyoto, Japan. The Arashiyama Bamboo Grove is one of Kyoto's top sites and for good reason. Standing in the middle of these soaring stalks of bamboo is like being in another world. A walk through it will be one of your most lasting impressions of this city. Immerse yourself in a tunnel of green with a stroll through Kyoto's bamboo forest. Located in the village of Sagano on the west side of the city, the path through the Arashiyama Bamboo Grove is short yet immersive. There's something almost magical about the light dappling on the forest floor. This is an approximately 400-meter road that runs from the Nomiya Shrine through the north gate of the Uji Temple to Okuchi-sanso, a tourist attraction representing Kyoto with well-maintained bamboo forests on both sides of the road. It is said to have been a villa area for aristocrats during the Heian period. And on sunny days, the sunlight filtering through the trees is pleasant, and on days without sunlight, it gets dark even during the day. Arashiyama Bamboo Grove is located in Kyoto's Arashiyama district. It's a 10-minute walk from Saga Arashiyama Station, JR Sagano Line, or a 15-minute walk from Arashiyama Station, Henkyu Railway. The Tenryuji Temple in Kyoto, Japan. Tenryuji is the most important temple in Kyoto's Arashiyama district. It was ranked first among the city's 5 great Zen temples and is registered as a World Heritage Site. Tenryuji is the head temple of its own school within the Rinzai Zen sect of Japanese Buddhism. Tenryuji was built in 1339 by the ruling shogun Ashikaga Takauji. Takauji dedicated the temple to Emperor Go-Daigo, who had just passed away. The two important historic figures used to be allies until Takauji turned against the emperor in a struggle for supremacy over Japan. By building the temple, Takauji intended to appease the former emperor's spirits. Tenryuji's buildings were repeatedly lost in fires and wars over the centuries, and most of the current halls date from the relatively recent Meiji period, from 1868 to 1912. Tenryuji is just a short walk from the Keifuku Arashiyama Station. The temple can also be reached in a 5 to 10 minute walk from JR Saga Arashiyama Station. 10 to 15 minutes, 240 yen one way from Kyoto Station. Fushimi Inari Shrine in Kyoto, Japan. Fushimi Inari Shrine, or Fushimi Inari Taisha, is an important Shinto shrine in southern Kyoto. It is famous for its thousands of vermilion torii gates, which straddle a network of trails behind its main buildings. Trails lead into the wooded forest of the sacred Mount Inari, which stands at 233 meters and belongs to the shrine grounds. Fushimi Inari is the most important of several thousands of shrines dedicated to Inari, the Shinto god of rice. Foxes are thought to be Inari's messengers, resulting in many fox statues across the shrine grounds. Fushimi Inari Shrine has ancient origins, predating the capital's move to Kyoto in 794. The hike to the summit of the mountain and back takes about 2 to 3 hours. However, visitors are free to walk just as far as they wish before turning back. Fushimi Inari Shrine is located just outside JR Inari Station, the second station from Kyoto Station along the JR Nara line, 5 minutes 150 yen one way from Kyoto Station, not served by rapid trains. The shrine can also be reached in a short walk from Fushimi Inari Station along the Keihan Main Line. Kodera Temple in Kyoto, Japan. Kodera, literally pure water temple, is one of the most celebrated temples of Japan. It was founded in 780 on the site of the Otowa waterfall in the wooded hills east of Kyoto and derives its name from the fall's pure waters. The temple was originally associated with the Hosso sect, one of the oldest schools within Japanese Buddhism, but formed its own Kita Hosso sect in 1965. In 1994, the temple was added to the list of UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Kodera is best known for its wooden stage that juts out from its main hall, 13 meters above the hillside. The stage affords nice views of the numerous cherry and maple trees below that erupt in a sea of color in spring and fall, as well as of the city of Kyoto in the distance. The main hall, which together with the stage was built without the use of nails, houses the temple's primary object of worship, a small statue of the 11th-faced, thousand-armed cannon. Kodera can be reached from Kyoto Station by bus number 206, 15 minutes 230 yen. Alternatively, Kodera is about a 20-minute walk from Kiyomizu Goju Station along the Keihan Railway line. Hachiko Statue in Shibuya, Tokyo, Japan. Hachiko Statue in Shibuya is Japan's most popular meeting point in the heart of Tokyo. One of Japan's unofficial landmarks, the Hachiko Statue in Shibuya, is a homage to the faithful Akita dog who waited at Shibuya Station every day for his master even after his death. Today, it's one of the most popular meeting places in Tokyo. Professor Hidesaburo Ueno of Tokyo University adopted Hachiko in Akita Prefecture in the early 1920s. The two were inseparable, with Hachiko accompanying his master to Shibuya Station every day when the professor would head head off to work at Tokyo's Imperial University. The faithful Pop would come back to the station each afternoon at 3 p.m. to greet Ueno upon his return. Unfortunately, the professor died in 1925 while at the university and never returned for a final goodbye with his pet. However, the loyal Hachiko continued to visit the station daily nearly 10 years later. His own death made headlines and he was cremated and buried next to his beloved owner. Today's story became a legend and a small statue was erected in front of Shibuya Station to commemorate the faithfulness and love of Hachiko. Shibuya Crossing in Tokyo, Japan. Shibuya Station opened back in 1885 but its famous crossing only took its modern-day form in 1932 when the Tokyo to Yoko line opened and made Shibuya a key stop between the neighboring port city of Yokohama and Tokyo's central business hub. Shibuya Crossing is one of Tokyo's most recognizable sites, featured in countless films, magazines, and blogs. During its busiest times, an estimated 1,000 to 2,500 people forged their way across this intersection every 2 minutes, enough to quickly fill up a football stadium. The phenomenon gave rise to its nickname Scramble, as pedestrians crossed from all directions. Shibuya Crossing walks the line between manic chaos and perfect synchronization. Your explorations of Tokyo will eventually bring you here to make your crossing and take advantage of Shibuya's wealth of shopping, dining, and entertainment options. Shibuya Crossing is located directly outside Shibuya Station's Hachiko exit. Take the major city loop, the J-Area Monoton line, and get off at Shibuya Station. Mount Fuji in central Honshu, Japan. Standing at 3,776 meters, Mount Fuji is Japan's highest peak. It is located in Yamanashi and Shizuoka-ken of central Honshu, Japan, about 60 miles or 100 kilometers west of Tokyo-Yokohama metropolitan area. It is not surprising that nearly perfectly shaped volcano has been worshipped as sacred mountain and experienced big popularity among artists and common people throughout the centuries. Mount Fuji is an active volcano, which most recently erupted in 1707. Another easy way to view Mount Fuji is from the train on a trip between Tokyo and Osaka. If you take a Shinkansen from Tokyo in direction of Nagoya, Kyoto, and Osaka, the best view of the mountain can be enjoyed from around Shin-Fuji Station on the right-hand side of the train about 40 to 45 minutes into the journey. You can also view the mountain through the Mishima Skywalk, a picturesque scenery spot where you can see Mount Fuji from a gigantic suspension bridge. Note, however, that clouds and poor visibility often block the view of the Mount Fuji, and you have to consider yourself lucky if you get a clear view of the mountain. Visibility tends to be better during the colder season of the year than in the summer, in the early morning and late evening hours than during the middle of the day. Uji Temple in Tokyo, Japan. Uji, also known as Asakusa Kannon Temple, is a Buddhist temple located in Asakusa. It is one of Tokyo's most colorful and popular temples. The legend says that in the year 628, two brothers fished a statue of Kannon, the goddess of mercy, out of the Sumida River, and even though they put the statue back into the river, it always returned to them. Consequently, Uji was built nearby for the goddess of Kannon. The temple was completed in 645, making it Tokyo's oldest temple. When approaching the temple, visitors first enter through the Kaminarimon or Thunder Gate, the outer gate of Uji Temple and the symbol of Asakusa and the entire city of Tokyo. A shopping street of over 200 meters called Nakamise leads from the outer gate to the temple's second gate at the Hozomon, alongside typical Japanese souvenirs such as yukata and folding fans. Various traditional local snacks from the Asakusa area are sold along the Nakamise. Uji Temple is a few steps from Asakusa Station, served the Ginza Subway Line, Asakusa Subway Line, and Tobo Railway. Meiji Jingo in Tokyo, Japan. Meiji Shrine or Meiji Jingo is a shrine dedicated to the deified spirits of Emperor Meiji and his consort Emperor Shoken. Located just beside the J-Area Manote Line's busy Harajuku Station, Meiji Shrine and the adjacent Yoyogi Park make up a large forested area with a densely built-up city and offer walking paths for a relaxing stroll away from the concrete. The shrine was completed and dedicated to the Emperor Meiji and the Empress Shoken in 1920, 8 years after the passing of the Emperor and 6 years after the passing of the Empress. Emperor Meiji was the first emperor of modern Japan. He was born in 1852 and ascended to the throne in 1867 at the peak of the Meiji Restoration, when Japan's feudal era came to an end and the emperor was restored to power. During the Meiji period, Japan modernized herself to join the world's major powers by the time Emperor Meiji passed away in 1912. The main complex of shrine buildings is located with a 10-minute walk from both the southern entrance near Harajuku Station and the northern entrance to Yoyogi Station. The Meiji Jingo in Tokyo, Japan.